be on all of this blood. Okay. La 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 la. No one can tell me that I am dreaming. Sing some of that Phyllis Hyman. Talking about why most NBA fans are, especially you nigga fans. Yeah, I see nigga fans. The Reginald Edwards, Mark by Smith. Hey, is that Reggie? It is. Let me know if you want to pick up these boopty baps. I'm gonna be eating. I'm gonna see all the sun outside today. I'm definitely microdosing on some shrooms today. I'm gonna wait till about 3, 4 o'clock. And I'm gonna take like 3. Microdose on the gummies. Polka dot shroom gummies. Don't do a whole bag of those. Just microdose something. 3 or 4, and that's all you need. That should be fun. Yeah, that's a good point, Anthony. Sports fans in general are weirdos. I'll give you that, Anthony. I'll give you. Positive influence, what's up? So, so we talking about like why these sports fans are weirdos, and I probably should change it to sports fan, but today I'm focusing on the NBA and why. I'm focusing on the NBA because, and I should have my sunglasses on. God damn, the sun is in my eye. Whew, why ain't I got my glasses on? Shit. God damn, the sun is in my eye. But I like to get up in the morning and get that good sun, a good hour of sun in the morning. Hell yeah. See, even though it's winter time, a nigga's skin is still brown. I think I got tans around these though. I got tans around here. Yeah, I got tans. I got a tan because I always got AirPods on. But yeah, I'm coming for NBA fans because y'all niggas is weird. Here's the reason why I say this. We realized last night, for those of you who follow basketball, and I follow it, but I don't follow it as closely as I used to. Now I'm follow it to the level most of you casual fans follow it. But sometimes get people that are confused. They be like, "Dwan, you said you don't watch the NBA no more." No, I don't watch as much as I used to because I used to be an NBA holic. I used to watch at least 3 to 4 games a day. You know, NBA League Pass. First game starts at 4, and then the next set of games starts at about 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I watch a game from each time zone, flipping back and forth. I did that for years. And I stopped watching Sports Center and like all sports media related shows. I want to get some of my background. So a whole bunch of new niggas that follow me just may hear me talk about it in passing now in the sports. But I stopped watching Sports Center and Fox Sports and following ESPN.com and those publications around 2012, 2011. I started slowing all down. 2013, I was done. So about 10 years ago, I for the most part was just done with Sports Center auto shows. I can't tell you who the current anchors are. And it realized it actually came to I noticed it, but it took me to like 2013 to watch it. And sports is used as a canvas to shit on black men, and the NBA fans are weirdos. Because if you watch and pay attention, just really pay attention, they only shit on the niggas. A white boy gets to have a bad game and still be a man. A black dude have 2 or 3 bad games in a row. Now it's all these off-court issues they want to bring up. How was he raised? What's wrong with society? And why James Harden is so selfish because he dribbles so much. And if you're not this chosen selected Negro, it's really a canvas to get shitted on. But they don't show it. They never dove into why Luka and Porzingis didn't get along. They never got into that. Their internal European beef that never got discussed on sports, and how Luka ran Porzingis out of Dallas because of personal beefs. But Shaq and Kobe was news of the day, all day, every day. If a teammate of LeBron says anything less than, because I put LeBron in the white boy category. He's the chosen Negro. LeBron is they always choose a Negro, and before LeBron it was Jordan. Jordan was the chosen Negro. Jordan and LeBron are the 2 chosen Negroes, so they get a pass. They get to they discuss all sides of Jordan and LeBron's ills and wills, ups and downs. They'll talk about some bad stuff, but they mostly stick to the good. But outside of those 2 chosen Negroes, everybody else can get it. And so I woke up this morning and I was just, going through Twitter like everybody else do, going through just kind of Facebook, all that shit. And I'm noticing Luka Doncic missed the playoffs. But ain't nobody shitting on Luka. The sports media is not dissecting his game. And worst off, Negro P and NBA niggas that watch ain't saying shit about Luka not making the playoffs. Now, when Luka scored 60 points earlier this year, Luka the next Jesus. But when you don't win, contrast that to Westbrook. If all you niggas do is shit on Westbrook, especially you bronzexual niggas, you niggas that got this love affinity for LeBron as if he pays your bills. You niggas are the worst. Y'all is just as bad, probably worse than the damn Jordan's fans from the 90s and the 2000s. Oh my God, you Jordan and LeBron fans, you niggas is weird. Because y'all will go harder for them 2 niggas than when you will go for black people in general. Piss off a fucking, them niggas is Beyonce, Nicki Minaj fans. Because those be the biggest ones shitting on eerily quiet. It's like the sports media tells you niggas what to think. And if the sports media ain't all up on a nigga, then you ain't all up on it. If the sports media is all on someone, all up on them. You niggas take what the sports media say, you let these white boys lead you by the nose. They tell you what to think, how to think, and who to think about. Niggas say they love basketball, say they love the NBA. They can't tell you a damn thing about Donovan Mitchell's game. Does he go left? Does he go right? When he goes right, does he pull up? Does he go to the basket? Where's his favorite spot to shoot from on the court? Y'all don't know shit about him. He be the same nigga with shit and much. James Harden doesn't play defense. Yeah, every time you bring up, damn, James Harden dropped 58 points and 16, but he didn't play any defense. Them same niggas that would criticize James Harden for not defense won't say a goddamn thing about Luka Doncic not playing defense. You weird ass niggas is Negro peons. Yeah, it's like that's why the title of today's show is nigga NBA fans is weirdos. Y'all will allow the white boys to shit on all but two niggas every day on the white boys because they don't levy criticism on the white boys. Yeah, maybe I'm with you. I don't follow players like. See, I got way too close. You know, when you get close to it and see when you're close to it and see what it is, you see it's not what because all my years around NBA cats, they weren't what you make them on the news. The sports media be saying this. Why ain't y'all criticizing Luka? Hell, the Lakers could have tanked last year. Westbrook still got it. Wasn't nobody trying to question none of that. And there's some shit on Russell Westbrook. Wasn't nobody talking about no tanking. Wasn't nobody talking about no tank and the bangers. Wasn't nobody talking. None of that talk came up. It was shit on Russell Westbrook time. You niggas wasn't trying to make up no excuses. Well, man, something was hurt. You know, no, it was. Oh, let's shit on Westbrook because that's how it is with you niggas. Anybody who's LeBron's teammate, if LeBron don't make it to the goal LeBron to make it to, you shit on his teammate. I had some brown sexual nigga on Twitter the other day. These niggas on little pocket rocket. I love my neighborhood. So much personality here. But like when it come down to it, if you LeBron's teammates, you get shitted on. It don't matter. Antoine James, and when we talk about James, I don't know what connection. I'll go back to 2008. I remember Antoine Jameson in Palisade. Antoine Jameson was a more celebrated player, had more playoff victories, averaged the same numbers, 19 and 9, 18 and 8. They all in the same, took the Wizards to the playoffs, had playoff victories and stuff, everything. Good player up until that point in his career. He get traded to LeBron, keeps the same numbers, but he gets shitted on for the Cavs not winning. And people just marginalize Antoine Jameson and that Warriors dropping 38, 39 points consistently with the Wizards. The only reason why the Wizards never went deeper. I don't know what the fuck going on. I don't know what the fuck going on with the internet, boy. I appreciate the Cash App, Ebony. I appreciate the Cash App. So it's like Antoine Jameson's career, as great as it was before he got to Cleveland, became an afterthought. You know? It's like they can't allow multiple black people to be great. I appreciate that. Tip the host, $DwannBrown. Sports media, and I don't know if you dumb niggas recognize this shit, but they don't allow more than two niggas to be good at anything. It's we're gonna uplift one, and then we're gonna compare all the other Negroes to our chosen Negro and measure them against that scale and use them and basically use sports as a canvas to shit on all these niggas. That's what sports media is. They uplift one and use that one to tell you why the rest aren't anything good. And it did shit for a long time with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's the greatest, the greatest, the greatest, the greatest. Well, if you give Patrick Ewing a teammate that's as good as his job as Scottie Pippen, he might have a couple of those championships too. If you give Reggie Miller, Charles Barkley, Dominique Wilkins, if you give Mitch Richmond, if you give any of these guys, and yes, I said Mitch Richmond, if he was around in the 90s, Michael Jordan himself always said Mitch Richmond was the hardest person for him to guard. Mitch Richmond used to give Michael Jordan the business. He just was stuck on sorry-ass Sacramento, and there was no NBA League Pass at that time. And so most of you Jordan dick riders don't even remember the person who Jordan himself said was the hardest person for him to guard, and that's Mitch Richmond. Gave him the most time. Niggas always talk about Jordan the GOAT, but don't even. But how can you say that and you don't even know who Michael Jordan himself gave it up to? Just totally forget he didn't play. Nigga, any of these top players, none of them had an equal, a teammate that. I used to watch those Bulls games back in the 90s on WGN. Jordan, fuck Dennis Rodman, Horace Grant. Do you niggas know how great of a teammate Horace Grant is? And here's how you test it. Everywhere Horace Grant went, he went to the finals. He left the Bulls and helped get the Orlando Magic to the finals. Now they got swept. They should have won that motherfucker, but that was because Shaq always got swept back in the days. Shaq always got swept until he got with Kobe. If you think I'm bullshitting, look up the record. I like Ray Allen. I used to love when Kobe shitted on Ray Allen. Kobe used to give Ray Allen business when he was in Seattle. But I remember one play, this nigga Ray Allen had a breakaway. He thought he was gonna have a dunk. Kobe chased that nigga down and blocked that motherfucker, thinking he was gonna have a dunk. Them chase down blocks didn't start with LeBron, people. But Ray Allen was a diva. But Ebony said next topic. But I saw that all throughout the 90s. And this isn't taking anything away from Michael Jordan. But look, this is another reason why I brought up this topic. Have y'all been watching this past week on Twitter? How Twitter's been shitting on Isaiah Thomas? All because Isaiah Thomas told the truth about his relationship with Michael Jordan? All week. And Charles Oakley was on All the Smoke talking about Isaiah and Michael Jordan. Look, man, Michael Jordan couldn't fuck with those Isaiah Thomas in the 80s, nigga. What? Michael Jordan? And I'm not a Pistons fan. Matter of fact, I hated the Pistons. This is just me being objective. I'm a Laker fan. The fucking Pistons took my Lakers out. So fuck the Pistons on mine. I don't like the Pistons. And I hated them then. I really hated the Bad Boys. Because I was a kid. My first memories is the Lakers beating the Celtics in the 1985 finals. Those are my earliest memories as a child. Watching my mom and my dad and my uncles like drink beer and smoke weed and watch the Lakers. Like those are my childhood memories. My dad had a big old red afro. And he'd be smoking his weed. Come on, Magic, pass the ball to Worthy. Come on, man, Worthy. Man, Worthy always bouncing the ball off his leg. Keep turning the ball over. That's my childhood memories. My childhood memories are Lakers, Celtics. And then my parents getting real disappointed at that sorry-ass Ralph Sampson shot in 1986. I just remember my dad being mad around the house back. That was because the Lakers. My birthday is June 17th, so my birthday is always synonymous with Lakers championships. That's how I'm such a Laker fan. My childhood memories, my adult memories, have been filled with Lakers championships, and also Lakers finals losses too. And it would be always a little bit harder that summer when the Lakers lost. I remember '86. Then I remember the Lakers winning '87. And the summer of '87 was a fun summer. Then I remember Lakers winning back-to-back in '88. And '88 being the funnest summer of my life. Flew to Dallas that year for the first time, met my family. And then summer '89, we lost to the fucking Pistons on my birthday. Pissed me off. Fuck Isaiah Thomas. But truth is, Isaiah beat Magic, Bird, and Jordan. And he beat them all during their prime. Well, Magic got hurt. I'm not going to give you that one, Isaiah. Magic got hurt because Pat Riley, bitch ass, the Lakers was 11-0 in the playoffs. And Pat Riley took the Lakers to UC Santa Barbara and had them at the end of the season have the blowout practice, had them running up and down the court, and Magic pulled a hamstring in practice. And so did Byron Scott. And Magic got hurt before the finals. So, Isaiah, I'm not going to give you. It wasn't a healthy Magic. So, but you still beat him. And when Isaiah Thomas brings up the fact that he's 3-1, he needs to talk about Worthy. The Celtics, yeah, the Celtics tried to, but remember, Worthy took out the Pistons. Remember, Worthy was the Finals MVP in 1988. James Worthy took out the Pistons. Y'all like talking about some Jordan rules? Oh man, that's what I hate about the fucking Jordan fans. Man, the Pistons had a Jordan. That's called NBA marketing, you dumb niggas. The Pistons played that same defense against everybody. As a matter of fact, they played harder because Jordan used to get protected by the refs. Man, the Pistons was doing that same shit to Magic and Worthy. And in the '88 finals, they was hacking the shit out of Worthy, and Worthy was still giving them the business. Dropped 42 points on them niggas in Game 7. What the fuck? Yeah, they put some respect on James Worthy's name. I was only 7 when that happened, but I remember. I got a memory like a motherfucker. I was 7. As a matter of fact, I was 6. I just turned 7. Because again, the Lakers always go to the finals on my birthday. Yeah. Shit, that's how much of a Laker fan I am. Y'all forget, nigga, I had tickets. The last real Lakers championship was 2010. That was the last real Lakers championship. I was there in the building on the 15th row when Kobe took my Lakers to Game 7 to beat the Celtics. I was there for Game 6 and 7. Game 6 was a blowout. Well, I was there almost every game that whole playoffs. That season, I was there for James Harden, Westbrook, and Kevin Durant's first playoff game. I had courtside seats. I was sitting on the second row right next to Jeannie Buss for that whole playoff series when Westbrook and Durant got together. They played against the Lakers. I was there for the Carlos Boozer and Darren Williams, Utah Jazz. I was sitting on the second row again next to Jeannie Buss. I got credits in this NBA game, yo. I've been around this shit for a long time. I love basketball. Well, I used to. I still love the game itself, but the bullshit I don't deal with. So Isaiah Thomas tells the truth, and weird-ass Jordan fans, all they do is say Isaiah's hating. How is it hating if somebody beats somebody 3 times? It's not hating when I beat you. Now, if it's Isaiah Thomas's homeboy talking or that's different. But Isaiah Thomas, mind you, Michael Jordan was winning league MVPs when he was getting his ass whooped by Isaiah Thomas in the playoffs. Let's not get it twisted. Jordan was MVP when Isaiah Thomas was whooping his ass in the playoffs. So how's it hating? Because you male NBA fans are weirdos. You niggas is weird. Stop worshiping these niggas. This is basketball. This is basketball. This is just, see, the way I watch, I don't expect people to watch it the way I watch it because I'm like a basketball nerd. Well, actually, I do expect y'all to watch it the way I watch it. We should, I think. And that's probably me being judgmental. But I watch basketball the same way white people watch basketball. Not the way they watch it, the way they invented basketball in all sports. Sports is a military life simulation. That's all sports is. Sports is a physical playing out of military strategy, both physical and mental military strategy. That's what sports is. And when I used to coach, I always coached basketball from a very philosophical point of view, from a life game point of view. Sports, read Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, the ISIS papers, and that'll help you understand how and why sports was invented and how they use sports as a military tactic. When I look at sports, it's competition, the best versus the best. And what do you do when things don't go your way? How do you respond as a unit, as a team, as a family? How do you respond to the challenges in front of you as a unit? What is a superstar? What does a superstar need in order to win, in order to be its best? You know, a superstar scorer needs a teammate that's just as good as he is, but at defending. And that team needs another superstar at as good at scoring and defending as a rebounder. So when you get superstars in different categories, and then you get superstars as role players, and what's a superstar role player? A player that knows how to just get in where they fit in, contribute a particular set of skills. Because in sports, you need your yins and your yangs. You need your scorers, your defenders, you need your passers, you need your players who are good on the ball and getting a shot, and you also need players that are good at getting a shot off the ball. You need rebounders. You need this unit of people that come together and play as one. And the better the individuals within the individuals within that unit are at their job, the more team success is going to be had. That's what sports is. It's a strategy to look at. It's a game. It's a game. It's a game. But you can take these principles in this game and apply them to life. Like, I run a business the same way I ran my basketball team. You got your leaders, but when you're a leader and you don't understand the value of your role players, you're not going to be able to scale and make the money you can make, because you're not going to get the most out of the people who are around you to help. A leader is just a position. The star is just a position. You have stars, you have planets, you have moons. It's just like the universe. You got the universe, you got galaxies, and within galaxies, you have solar systems, you have stars, you have planets, you have moons, you have asteroids, you have rocks, but they all are made of the same components. You have humans, birds, trees, grass. All of this stuff we're all living beings made of the same components. And it's an organism that perpetuates itself. And when you understand sports, you can sort of understand how the pieces all play. And what you realize is no one component is greater than the other. The key is to whatever skill set you have, to combine it to the whole, to make the whole work in a constructive manner for everyone. Why am I saying all this shit? Yes, I'm high, but no, this isn't a high thought. This is some real shit. This is philosophy I would coach to my children I used to coach when I was in my 20s. I was on this shit back in my 20s when I coached basketball. In life, say like this movement we have going on right now for reparations. You get people who like to appoint leaders and say, hey, Tariq is a leader. Van Jones is a leader. Obama's a leader. We like to throw these people out there. And what that does is, in most people, when you have this leader mindset, it abdicates you from your responsibility in playing your role. Because you've been so brainwashed into thinking the leader does everything. And the leader's ego has been so brainwashed into thinking that he or she's responsible for everything. That's why I like when people like Tariq say, I'm not a leader. He says that for a reason. Because he knows once you appoint somebody a leader, he understands the psychological components that fall into place after that. And no real wise person wants to be anybody's leader, especially a whole bunch of people who ain't gonna do shit for themselves. And you see it play out in sports, and you see it play out in life. Back to this fight for reparations and political organization and organizing politically. You have your political so-called quote-unquote leaders. You got your people when it comes to society that so-called are leaders of societies, but what is the status quo rank and file people doing? As a rank and file member of society, what should you be doing? Okay, here's what you should be doing. No, you may not have the voice, or the outreach to be on the camera in front of people. You have a skill set. You might be good at typing up documents, and you might be good at editing videos. And so you may not be able to create content, but you're good at editing clips from people who do create content and getting it out there to the people. That's you playing your role. That's you being a role player. That's you being the person setting the screen in basketball. See, in basketball, you niggas are trained to look at the shot. I look at how the shot became possible to be made. And that's when you understand the game. When you understand, in order for Steph Curry and Klay Thompson to get those shots, it requires strong screens from Draymond and from Kevin Looney. And how the reason why they won those 2 years with JaVale McGee, people like to shit on JaVale McGee because JaVale McGee isn't Shaq or he doesn't score 40 points a game. But JaVale McGee is one of the greatest role players to ever play basketball. There's a reason why JaVale McGee has been a center on 3 different championship teams between the Lakers and the Warriors, because he is a great screen setter and he moves on time. He has great timing. So the difference between a great screen setter, a good screen setter, and a marginal screen setter is 6 to 8 points a game. And considering most games are won or lost by 4 points, 6 is a big number. Because if I don't set a good screen, that doesn't clear the open space for Steph and Klay to get those open shots. Those shots are open because not because they have good screen setters, they have great screen setters. Going back to the year they won 73 games, when they had Andrew Bogut, the year they had Zaza Pachulia. You're talking about people who set dynamic screens. Tristan Thompson on the Cavs. The reason why the Cavs were so dominant that year, when they beat the Warriors that year, of course, it wasn't until Andrew Bogut went out. Grace, it was up. The Warriors was up 3-1 when Bogut played, but he fucked his knee up and they lost the next 3 games. Tristan Thompson was setting the hardest, most destructive screens. So every time Kyrie went for a shot, Kyrie had open jump shots because Tristan was setting the shit out them screens. And Tristan's rebounding. No, LBJ didn't carry shit. That's nothing. Here come a dick rider in the chat room right now. They had, goddamn, it was a game where both Kyrie and LeBron had 41 points. But you would get a LeBron dick rider and be like, you can't carry the team. These niggas don't know basketball. Like, that year, Tristan Thompson was getting every rebound. The Warriors got 1 shot. When you can limit your opponent to 1 shot per possession, you're probably going to win. There's a stronger connection between, like, triple doubles. There's no connection between triple doubles and winning basketball games. But there's almost a 1-to-1 connection between out rebounding the other team and winning basketball games, especially offensive rebounds. The team that gets the most offensive rebounds is going to win the game 8 out of 10 times. You getting a triple double, that's But our rebounding the other team, now you're talking. So Tristan was such a great rebound, it allowed everything else to fall in place. The role players allow everything else to fall in place. I understand this as somebody who throws shows. And you have my show coming up April 29th at the Comedy Chateau. Get your tickets. May 26th in Dallas. Get your tickets. But when I throw shows, I make sure to find venues that have a staff. Venues that have a good staff that can make a customer service experience. Because my comedy show can't be funny if the bathrooms aren't clean. My comedy show can't be funny if the bartender is taking if the waitress is taking 50 minutes to bring you a drink. You ordered a drink when you sat down at 9 p.m. I've put up 2 or 3 comics already, and you still haven't gotten your drink. My show can't be funny when that's on your mind. Everybody makes the shit work. It's always those, it's a dumb LeBron comment. You say, well, no, LeBron, they don't see the play. What are you talking about when LeBron don't see the playoffs? The Lakers had the shit. LeBron didn't do shit for my Lakers in the playoffs last year. And when Anthony Davis is healthy, my Lakers make the playoffs. Without AD, and LeBron, with LeBron and without AD, Lakers don't make playoffs. They didn't make them the year before AD got there. They made the play-in game and got ousted right away. The year after the championship, and the last year, AD missed most of the season, didn't make the playoffs at all. This year, AD plays, back in the playoffs. That's how that worked. So, you're right, Andre. The Warriors got careless with the ball. Tyronn Lue was making good timeouts, calling good timeouts. And in that game 7, it was Kyrie Irving in the third quarter is what really got the game in a manageable for the Warriors. For the Cavs. Because the Warriors had got up by 7 with like 5 minutes left in the third quarter, and it was starting to get out of hand. Ty Lue called timeout, and Kyrie Irving went to work. Big shot after big shot after big shot after big shot. He was putting Steph in a mixer. And that brought the Cavs back. And then J.R. Smith with his timely threes. That's what really made the game manageable. So, yeah, well, the Lakers ain't. LeBron ain't being shit for my Lakers. I look around the league. I see Brandon Ingram doing well, Julius Randle doing well. All these former Lakers doing their motherfucking thing. And we stuck with an old, decrepit-ass LeBron. And here's the thing I don't respect about LeBron James. When they lost to the Clippers the other day, that nigga LeBron blamed a back-to-back schedule. What? The NBA has the least amount of back-to-backs this season than they've had in NBA history. Before the lockout, teams played an average of 22 to 26 back-to-backs throughout the season. Yeah, Josh Hart still balling. Larry Nance Jr. still balling. Jordan Clarkson still balling. When Lonzo get back from injury, he gonna be balling again too. That's the thing. Russell Westbrook was blamed for everything. The Lakers, LeBron came. He ain't do nothing to help us. Yeah, it took a former Laker to come back, D'Angelo Russell. Back in the day, like they was playing back-to-backs all the time. Well, what did Kobe say? Kobe said, just get it. You just got to be in shape for it. That's all. Don't make it easy or rise to the challenge. And what's happened is, the reason why I go so hard clowning on the LeBron archetype, because LeBron brought in the soft era of the NBA. And that's where I'm coming next to it. the LeBron brought being soft into vogue. Nowadays, just listen to the average basketball fan. They they the average LeBron fan, they make excuses for softness. Like, let's go back to the the uh, the announcement. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to the announcement and the super team creation. Here's the reason why that was so egregious. When you're talking about it, and I didn't like the Boston Celtics super team thing at all either, but here's the reason why that made sense with the Celtics. And I hate the fucking Celtics. I'm a Laker fan. Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett. They all tried it on their own. And they all were at the 2 o'clock of their careers. They still were in their prime, but at the very tail end of it. They weren't at noon. They were like at 2 or 3 o'clock in their career. That's where they were. Sun was still shining, but it wasn't shining like it was at 12. Ray Allen tried it with Seattle. He tried it with Milwaukee. He had that squad with Milwaukee with Gary Payton and the big dog, Glenn Robinson. You know what I mean? Kevin Garnett gave the Timberwolves 12 seasons. He gave the Timberwolves the best of his years. By the time Kevin Garnett gets to the Celtics, his body's starting to break down. Paul Pierce gave the best of his years to the Celtics. Sam Cassell was old. All of those dudes had given the prime years with their respective teams. And didn't work out. So they formed together like Voltron and won one championship. But then when it got to LeBron, Dwayne Wade had already won a championship. These were 3 guys from the same NBA draft. Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett. That's the 95 draft, the 96 draft, and the 97 draft. All came in 3 different draft classes. And none of them were considered rivals. Wade and LeBron were rivals, and Melo. That was the new rivalry, Wade, LeBron, and Melo. The thing we were going to get, what made the 2003 draft so great was we had a draft class, hey Mike, we had a draft class of rivals. And the 2003 was one of the top 4 drafts in NBA history. For those of you who are true basketball historians, not you weird-ass Sports Center fans that just watch basketball for male gossip, I ain't talking to you niggas. I'm talking about the real basketball fans. One of the 4 greatest drafts in NBA history. The 1960 draft, the 84 draft, the 96 draft, and the 03 draft. Those are bar none the 4 greatest NBA drafts in history. 84, you had Jordan, Barkley, Olajuwon. 96, you had Kobe, Ray Allen, Iverson. I don't even want to put Nash in that argument, but you can if you want to. 03, you had Wade, Bosh, LeBron. That was the greatest draft in NBA history. And you get 3 niggas in the top 5 of that draft go to the same team in their athletic prime. That's soft. You're supposed to beat your opponents, or at least give it a cool decade of trying to kick each other's ass. And then if it didn't work out, you know, like everybody, okay, or maybe on the backside of your career, all right, cool. Y'all might get together on the backside of your career. But you still in your athletic prime? And you be like, no, man, we're going to go. I'm gonna leave my kingdom and I'm gonna go down there to Miami and I'm gonna join with a nigga who already won a championship. That was weak as fuck. I don't give a damn how you cut that. And what it did was it caused a chain reaction. And then now when Kevin Durant, when it's time for him to go and form a Voltron with somebody else, he go and form a Voltron with Steph Curry. Another weak move. But for every action, there's an equal to opposite reaction. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So when the best players of a draft class form together like Voltron, what do you expect everyone else to do? Be like, okay. No, that's the natural reaction. And then people shitted on Kevin Durant for doing it, which it was a weak move. But I understand the weak move because it's a reaction to your environment. It's a natural reaction. At least KD, and then all the years KD had Westbrook was doing the same shit his whole goddamn career. Matter of fact, he was worse back when he was with Kevin Durant and turning the ball over and taking bad shots and doing shit all willy-nilly. Y'all was like, oh, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant got Westbrook. Kevin Durant has an MVP on his team. He should be able to win because he has Westbrook. And the whole time, like, you can't win with Westbrook. Westbrook turns the ball over too much. He has horrible timing. The biggest asset you can get for a point guard, bigger than numbers, is pace. Pace from a point guard is more important than numbers. Controlling the pace of the game. That's what's most important. Because you can have a triple-double, but what good is 5 garbage time assists and 3 garbage time rebounds of a game we're winning by either win up by 15 or down by 15? You got your numbers, but you didn't get them at a time the team needed them the most. That could have controlled the pace of the game. You didn't do that. You got the numbers, but when did they come? You know? So it's like pace is more important than numbers. You got to have pace. And Westbrook was really good at coming down the court, the other team, Kevin Durant cooking. The game is tied. Kevin Durant hit 2 jumpers in a row. Come down the next play. Now Kevin Durant swing the ball to Andre Roberson, and he finally hits his first jump shot of the season, a 6-0 run. See, at this point, NBA games are won and lost in 2-minute spurts. Listen, you bronsexual niggas and you Jordan dick riders. Games are won in 2-minute spurts. Outside of a 2-minute spurt, games are always played evenly. But who had the better 2-minute spurt? Who got the 10-0 run instead of a 4-0 run? That's the difference on who wins the game and not. Even when you see teams lose by 13 points, that 13-point differential came sometime in the second quarter or the third quarter when the team went on a 15-2 run. That was a difference in the game. So when it's time to go on an extended run, what do Russell Westbrook do? Going back to the Oklahoma City years. Get the ball, run down fast as fuck, shoot it off the backboard, bounce off the fucking side of the backboard, turnover. Other team gets the ball, comes down, hits a 3. So instead of our run being an 8-0 run, it was a 6-3 run because of a bad decision by Westbrook. And that he's been doing that shit his whole career. Everywhere. But y'all be like, man, look at his numbers. He still should have won. Kevin Durant should have won with him. Now he do that same shit with LeBron. Mind you, that last year with LeBron was the least amount of turnovers Russell Westbrook had since I think 2017 or 2018. He had more turnovers that last year with Durant than he did that last year with LeBron. But they didn't tell you that. Now, the issue that's been plaguing Russell Westbrook his whole career, now that he's with you dick writer's favorite player, now all of a sudden it's a problem. That's why I say NBA fans are weirdos. There's some natural immunity. Yeah, if OKC had a CP instead of Westbrook as a point guard, championship. If they trade Westbrook and keep James Harden and fire Scott Brooks. Scott Brooks was a horrible coach for that team. Scott Brooks wasted those years. And even as bad as Westbrook was, if Oklahoma City, going back to role players, going back to my initial point, play your role. As bad as Russell Westbrook would play, if the Thunder had a shooting guard that can actually shoot, they still would have won. Andre Roberson, go back to them years. Andre Roberson couldn't shoot. And by the time he got to the playoffs, his confidence was so fucked up, he wasn't even pulling the shots. Y'all remember to go back to the playoff series against the Warriors. They're literally, whoever's guarding Andre Roberson is playing a zone defense on Kevin Durant. Michael Jordan never had to deal with those kind of defenses because during Michael Jordan's era, that would have been called illegal defense. You couldn't do that in Michael Jordan's era. But because of the zone defenses and Andre Roberson couldn't shoot, that's what made the zone defense such an effective tool against superstars. If the superstars don't have knockdown shooters, you can just zone against them all day during the playoffs and shade 3 players on them. So every time they put the ball on the ground, it's going to be 3 defenders there. And that's what the Warriors are doing. Yeah, Cephalosha couldn't shoot. So all the Warriors had to do was Russell Westbrook couldn't shoot. So when Kevin Durant would get the ball mid-post, they would shade off of Cephalosha. Whoever was guarding Cephalosha or Andre Roberson, they would shade them towards Durant and play somewhat of a zone. And so the only shots Durant could get was that 17-foot mid-range jumper, which he was knocking down all day. But he couldn't put the ball on the floor because every time he put the ball on the floor, it was 3 niggas at him because Cephalosha and Roberson couldn't shoot. And then you can sort of shade Westbrook's player off him because Westbrook can't shoot. You can sag it off him. But that was the strategy. You need everybody on the team to win. All superstars need knockdown shooters. The reason why LeBron was able to win with both Cleveland and Miami and the Lakers, look at this common component. Teammates in the top 10 in three-point shooting. The same reason why Giannis was able to win a couple years ago with Milwaukee. Middleton, what's his name? Drew Holiday, and the twin. What's that redhead twin? Brook Lopez. Knockdown shooters. So Giannis, he gets open forays to the basket because no matter where you look on the floor with Giannis Antetokounmpo, it's shooters that are there waiting. What happened last year with Giannis? With Middleton out, remember, Brook Lopez had a horrible season last year. He couldn't shoot. For some reason, he couldn't shoot. So with Middleton out and Brook Lopez not being able to shoot, they were just able to compact the paint on Giannis, and Giannis is like a regular player. Shooters are important. When you look at that 2016 Cavs team, George Hill was top 10 in three-point shooting. Kyle Korver was at the time the 3rd greatest shooting guard in NBA history, three-point shooter in NBA history. He's only behind Reggie Miller and Ray Allen. Steph Curry says took him over, but if you go back to 2016, Ray Allen was made the most threes in NBA history. Reggie Miller was number 2, and Kyle Korver was number 3. You had J.R. Smith, knockdown shooter. When you got these shooters around, you can't compact the paint on LeBron. And this again goes for you Bron sexual niggas. Give niggas credit. Yes, LeBron is great. but you get to be great because if you sag in off of LeBron's shooters, he's gonna pass that shit to somebody who's gonna make the shot. He's gonna pass it to Ray Allen, Shane Battier. All these niggas, Mike Miller. What are you talking about? Ray Allen, Shane Battier, Mike Miller, Rashard Lewis. These were guys, no matter where they played, whether they were with LeBron or anybody else, they were knockdown shooters. The reason why Giannis got to win, he had George Hill, knockdown shooter. When you get these people who Giannis couldn't win with Eric Bledsoe at the point guard. Eric Bledsoe can't shoot, so Giannis couldn't win with him. Eric Bledsoe can put up numbers, but he can't shoot. It's about the role. And that's the life lesson, that's the life game I'm giving in this talk we having today. It's all about do you play your game and do you play it well? And you playing your game well is going to be the difference on whether or not we win as a team. You may not have a spotlight, you may not have the attention, but you play a role that is vitally important to the winning of the greater good. No, J.R. Smith is not a joke. Again, that's that Sports Center mentality. That's you niggas that watch too much. J.R. Smith is one of the greatest role players to ever play basketball. There's a reason why Carmelo Anthony had his greatest success with J.R. Smith. What the fuck you talking about? Melo would have won a championship if Kobe didn't get in his way back in 2009. J.R. Smith will come off the bench and drop 36 on your ass. J.R. Smith is one of the greatest role players to ever play basketball. Don't get it twisted. Now, was he a superstar player? No, he wasn't someone that you can lean on to be your number one. No. But when J.R. Smith was put in the position to be a role player, he's one of the greatest role players ever. Did you watch Game 7 of the 2016 Finals? See, that's how disrespectful these Brown niggas is. Did you watch Game 7? There was one game in the Finals. I forgot which game that was in the 2016 Finals. J.R. Smith hit 7 3-pointers. Dude, that's the most you can ask for out of a... If you got 2 superstar players, really they had 3, because Kevin Love was a superstar still at the time. You got 3 superstar players that can get you 20 points on any given night between LeBron, Kevin Love, and Kyrie. You got, between LeBron and Kyrie, those 2 players that can get you 30 or 40 on any given night. Kevin Love can give you 30 to 40 on any given night. You mean to tell me there's this other player over here that's not one of my big 3 that can give me 7 3-pointers in the game? What? Are you kidding me? And then they always say, well, J.R. Smith didn't call timeout. Listen up, people. Here's the rule. And if I'm wrong, look me up. There were 6 people who could have called timeout. All 5 players on the court and the coach. J.R. Smith got you the rebound. These LeBron fans will be like, yo, man, because that was an offensive rebound. You're not supposed to get offensive rebounds. J.R. Smith got you an offensive rebound. Call timeout. Anybody. LeBron could have called timeout. Kevin Love could have called timeout. Any of them niggas could have called timeout. So y'all shit on J.R. Smith because he got y'all ungrateful asses an offensive rebound already. Y'all shit on him because he didn't call timeout too? When everyone on the court could have called timeout? I don't get it. I wish Kobe had a role player that was as consistently good off the bench as J.R. Smith. Kobe never had a role player as good as J.R. Smith off the bench. Never. This nigga Kobe won a championship with Jordan Farmar coming off the bench. The fuck is you niggas complaining about? Like a role player, that's the whole thing of a role player. A role player is not going to give it to you every night. Hell yeah, J.R. Smith is way better than Rick Fox all day. See, there's megastars, superstars. There are superstars, regular stars, role players. No Lamar Odom. See again, Lamar Odom was the most consistently inconsistent motherfucker you'd ever want to meet. If Lamar Odom gave you 27 points, you can guarantee Lamar Odom was going to get you 3 the next 5 games. Robert Horry was a turnover machine. Robert Horry was extremely difficult to play with. Now, Robert Horry would hit the big shot at the end, but again, you had to actually watch basketball to know that. Robert Horry was a very inconsistent player. Robert Horry will that nigga will brick all game, turn the ball over, get beat on defense, but then when you was down 2, he was gonna hit that game winner for your ass. I give him credit for that. But as a role player, Robert Horry was extremely inconsistent. Extremely. Same thing with Lamar Odom. There's a reason why Lamar Odom never made an all-star team. Did you ever ask yourself that? Why Lamar, with all these skills Lamar Odom had, why did he not make not one all-star team? He didn't make one? He was the candy man, always eating candy and shit. Lamar Odom was a turn the ball over, never thinking, and was not a good shooter, consistent at all. At all. Yeah, Lamar Odom get you a triple-double, and sometimes that triple-double was 10 turnovers. Again, there go again. Triple-double. Fuck a triple-double. When you're from a role player, you don't need a triple-double from a role player. You need a role player that's gonna get you 14 rebounds a night. That's what I need from a role player. Give me 14 rebounds a night, shoot at least 35% from open 3, and play consistent defense. I don't need a triple-double from a role player. That doesn't mean anything. Again, basketball, life, basketball. You got all these people in life going around trying to be superstars when you're a role player. Nigga, and then the superstars shitting on the role players. You can't be a good business owner if you don't have a good janitor. That can keep your punk ass building clean. You need an office manager who's never gonna see the spotlight a day. But it's usually a woman that runs the office and she answers the calls, she makes sure people is on time, she do this, she handles the balance sheets. You ain't gonna have a good business without a good office manager. A consistent one. Not one that does great, because we are all of us. I don't have a day job no more, but those of us who have, those of you who have day jobs, and those of you who used to have day jobs, y'all know the difference between that coworker that only works when the boss shows up and the one that actually does the work. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? You know the difference between that coworker that just, when the boss come, they start wiping the desk down, they start organizing things. The whole time you've been at work, doing your job, doing your part. Now everything is running slow because that coworker over there only work when the boss show up. That's you niggas that go around talking about some, he got a triple double. So, what does that mean? Did that role player do what they needed to do for me to win this game today? That's the question. Did they set good screens, get rebounds, play defense? I wouldn't say J.R. Smith, the talent wise, should have been on Kobe's level and MJ level. No. J.R. Smith is 6'4". Kobe and MJ is 6'6". First off, he's 2 inches shorter than them. He has the athleticism, but no, I wouldn't say he should have been as talented as them. Because you got to realize the difference between Jordan and Kobe was they had extreme levels of workouts. They had such extreme Their workout ethic was so far beyond the extreme of the average player of their time. They worked themselves into that. I'm not going to criticize J.R. Smith, and he didn't. Now T Mac, and Vince Carter, they had Jordan and Kobe levels of ability, and had they both worked a little bit harder, they could have attained that. I met J.R. Smith. He's not 6'6", bro. Mm-hmm. Telling you right now, J.R. Smith ain't 6'6". Kobe might be a legit 6'7". Have a good one. T Mac is a legit 6'10". Vince Carter's a legit 6'7", 6'8". T Mac is a cool 6'10". You wasn't gonna fuck with that. You wasn't gonna fuck with that. But that's what it come down to it. You know, it's not about the stats, it's about playing your role. And it's all not in this and it's not about it's not and it's all it's also about like not not worshiping these niggas. Yeah, KD 6'11". Yeah, if you're right, Evan, if Grant Hill and T Mac ever got that shit worked out, T Mac wasn't no 6'8", bro. T Mac, see, T Mac, Kevin Garnett, you gotta let's go back and let's talk some basketball culture. In the late 90s, you started to get this new player because Magic Johnson changed basketball. Magic Johnson saw somebody 6'9" can handle the ball. So because of Magic Johnson, now you get this new style player. The late 80s is Chris Webber, it's Derek Coleman. They're the first class of that tall post Magic student child of Magic era. Derek Coleman, Chris Webber. Then you get this guy out of high school named Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett is really 7'2", 7'1". I'm sorry, 7'1". Kevin Garnett is just as tall as Shaq. But the perception in the 90s was 7-footer is a center. So Kevin Garnett would always say he's 6'10", 6'11". Because the perception was 7 feet post up. That was a perception back at the time. So he would lower himself. Then you get this 6'10" cat out of high school named Tracy McGrady. The perception was 6'10" and up, play on the box. So T-Mac would say, I'm 6'8". T-Mac was called himself 6'8", sometimes 6'9", because the perception of basketball in the late 90s, early 2000s was 6'10" and above, play on the post. Kevin Durant is a legit 7 feet tall. He calls himself 6'10" for the same reason. J.R. Smith, 6'4", maybe touching 6'5", maybe. But he's listed at 6'6" for the perception. Yeah, that's 31 Magic. Yeah, Lamar Odom definitely could have been a poor man's Magic. Nah, Kobe's definitely taller than 6'4". I've stood next to Kobe. Nah, he ain't no 6'4". Uh-uh. Now, they would sometimes try to list Kobe at 6'8". I don't think he wasn't that tall. He went on 6'8". But Kobe was legit 6'6". But we got to stop this NBA weirdo ass fandom thing we got going on, black man. It's too much. We shouldn't have more of a defense for Michael Jordan and LeBron James than we do our society. It's too much. Like, it's the time for that no more. It's a new day, new world, new time. You know, it's a new time. Day's over with. Time for something different. See sports as military strategy, not as some fandom bullshit. These niggas are not who ESPN and Fox Sports portray them to be. Just like most of you niggas ain't who you portray to be online. Maybe the motherfuckers in the chat rooms talking the most shit, it'll be the biggest weenies in real life. So it's no different with the NBA. People you think are the strongest, toughest, and coldest and greatest are the biggest cornballs on earth. You just notice how easily the NBA media allowed you motherfuckers to not say a damn thing about Luka missing the playoffs, but y'all call Russell Westbrook anything other than a child of God for doing the same. Yeah. See how that works? I'm done with talking. I didn't plan on talking this long. I've been on 73 minutes. Shit. I thought I was going to talk for like 30 minutes. I thought I was just going to talk long enough for my blunt to be over with. But it's finally a warm day in LA. We finally got some sunshine in this bitch. It ain't raining. Nigga, so I am about to microdose on shrooms today and be floating. That's why I came to y'all now, because I ain't coming to y'all later. Well, I might tonight if everything wore off. All right? Don't be that weird ass NBA fan nigga. Don't be that weirdo. Just like the game, enjoy the game, see it for the strategy that it is, and go back to living your life. Fuck the NBA. Don't get too deep up into this shit. That's a good one. Natural immunity fluker. Yeah, Forever Joe, go back to the beginning. Yeah. So remember that. And remember, there are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages. For those willing to pick up the game. Get tickets to my show, Comedy Chateau. It's in my. Y'all should be following me on. If y'all ain't following me on Twitter and Instagram, what the fuck y'all doing? At DwannB. The links are in the profiles for both. All right, get them now.